Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a step-by-step tutorial on how I groom my own eyebrows at home. Little fun fact about me, I have never my entire life let anyone touch my eyebrows. I've always done them myself. I've never gotten them waxed or tweezed by someone else or threaded. I've always just tweezed them on my own. There was a moment in time where I completely tweezed off my brows. I had almost no brows, only like the front part of my brow was visible. That was when I was in my chola stage and I wanted to be a little cholita, so I just kind of completely tweezed off my brows and filled them in with a brow pencil that was too dark, and I absolutely loved it. If you guys want to get a good laugh, just click the little eye in the corner and my video on how I used to do my makeup in high school should pop up. Just click on it and you can get a good laugh out of that. But anyway, it had been a while since I groomed my brows. They're obviously groomed now. I'm filming the intro after I did the tutorial. So they were pretty hairy since I had been traveling. So if you guys are interested and want to see how I groom them, fill them in, and get some brow recommendations, keep on watching. So this is the best I could do with the mirror situation. Let me know if you guys are okay with this or if it bothers you. Obviously for this tutorial, I'm gonna keep it as is. But for future tutorials, let me know if you guys are okay with this or if this is annoying, because I know to some it might be. So comment down below if you're all right with this mirror situation. But yeah, for now, let's get started on these brows. Before I do any grooming, I normally tend to groom my brows right out of the shower since I'm already in the bathroom. But if I haven't freshly showered, I probably have some sort of face product on my skin, like a moisturizer, face oil, or even just natural skin oils. So what I like to do first is take a toner and just wipe the area clean that I'm going to be tweezing, because if there's any oil or moisturizer on the hairs, it makes it really difficult to tweeze. The tweezers just kind of slip off the hair. So I like to use my THAYERS Witch Hazel Aloe Vera Rose Petal Toner. This one is alcohol free, so it's really gentle. It's great for sensitive skin. So I just squirt a little on a cotton pad and then I wipe the brow area clean. I try not to get it on the lid, just, you know, any area that I'm going to be tweezing, the unibrow included. Next, I like to take a spoolie, which is also normally covered in Mika's fur, and I just brush the brow hairs all the way up, so I get a better sense of the areas that I need to tweeze, and I don't tweeze any hairs that I don't want to tweeze. So if I just brush them up, I can see whatever's growing out under here. And I will say the one thing that annoys me about my brows, and I feel like this is pretty common with everyone, one brow, the hair tends to grow down, and then the other brow, the hair grows up. And also if you look at my brows straight on, right here in the front, one brow is more angled and one goes straight up. I think this one right here is more angled and this one kind of goes straight up. So I kind of have to fake it with a brow pencil to get them to both be slanted and even versus one going up and one going slanted, even though I don't get it perfect every time, which is okay. And for tweezers, I don't really have a preference. I have like 3 different pairs that I rotate between. Today I'm going to be using these new ones from TWEEZERMAN. They're really cool. They light up. I'm sure you guys have seen them all over Instagram recently, but I let Kyle borrow these to tweeze his unibrow, and I feel like he left the light on, and now when you press this little ball right here, the light is supposed to turn on. Este hombre! They are supposed to light up. I thought it was a pretty cool feature. If you do get these tweezers, don't leave them on because the battery will die. Kyle. But for now, let's go back to the brows. I've already brushed the brow hairs up, so now I like to take my pinky and just hold the skin tight. It's going to make it easier to tweeze versus just going like this. I feel like when you do that, it's a lot more painful and it really tugs at the skin, which is also not great for the eye area. So I like to just press down on my skin with my pinky, and I just start by tweezing any of the excess growth underneath the brows. And as I'm tweezing, you can see I move my pinky closer to the area that I'm tweezing just to hold the skin tight in that area. And then when I do this inner part of the brow, the hairs tend to grow a little more downward. So I like to take off a little extra right here. But also be careful when tweezing because some hairs are actually really long and they form the shape of your brow. And I've done it before where I'm like, oh, I really want to pull this one out. And then it created a bald spot because the hair was longer than just, you know, being right here. So just be careful when tweezing those. I think we're pretty good on this side. I'm going to do the other brow off camera. So for now, I'm just going to work on this one and the unibrow. And now that I have tweezed the bottom, I'm going to brush these brow hairs down and work on the top. And then I'm just going to tweeze any of the growth above the brow. Now to give the brows a really fresh, almost sort of a waxed look, I like to take one of these brow razors. That razor just got really close to my eyeball. And I like to just shave or razor really close like this. Make sure you do not shave off your brows, but I like to get really close to the base of the brows, or where the main part of my brow is growing. And I especially like to go in and get rid of any excess hair right here between my brows and my hairline. It just gives it a much cleaner look. And you can see I'm just shaving downward, stopping before the actual brow, and I can also go this direction. After that, I like to just brush them back up to see the final result, and also to prep for the next step, which is trimming the actual brow hairs, because right now they're a little long. You can tell by just brushing them all the way up, and you can just see, like, especially right here on the end, they just stick up a lot, and we want to trim that just a bit. This is optional as well. You don't have to do this step, but I like to do it just because it gives my brows a cleaner look when filling them in. So I'm just taking a little pair of cosmetic scissors. I use these to trim my lashes, my false lashes, not my real lashes. And with two hands, I hold it really steady and I just trim off the ends. And I think that's all I'm going to trim. So now I'm going to brush the brows in place, and voila! Here's the finished brow. You can see in comparison to the other one, it just looks cleaner, especially right here in the front. So now I'm gonna go ahead and groom the other brow off camera, apply a little makeup, and I'll be back to share my current favorite brow products with you guys. The only thing I didn't do was mascara and of course my brows, because I wanted to do that on camera for you guys using my current favorite products. I'm also gonna share some other favorites aside from what I'm gonna use on my brows right now. So my current favorite brow pencil is the DIOR Brow Styler. This is in shade Universal Brown, and I know this is on the pricier side, but my brows have never looked more natural and subtle like they do with this pencil. And it's interesting because it doesn't come with a cap. When I first got it, I thought I lost the cap and thought this was gonna dry out, but you just roll it up. It doesn't have a lid, which I actually prefer, because anytime I've had a brow pencil with a cap, I roll it up too high and it either breaks, or I forget to roll it back down before putting the lid on and I completely smush it and it's a goner. I go through brow pencils so quick because of that. So just absolutely love this DIOR pencil. I'm gonna use this to fill in my brows right now. So I start by just sweeping it underneath the brow, and then I create this little line right here. And then I do light flicking motions going upward. And then if I mess up or go in too heavy, I just brush it out. And then from there, I tend to accentuate my arch a little more. And then the tail. The tail of my brows is what needs the most help, I think. And I'll scoot closer to show you guys a little before and after. Here's after the pencil, here's before. That little bit of redness is straight up a pimple right on my brow, so ignore that red right there. So now when doing the other brow, I like to start with the front to try and match it to the front of this brow. Did I just have lipstick all over my teeth in that last section of this video? So next, I always go in with a clear brow gel, because if I don't, my eyebrows can get pretty crazy throughout the day. They like to go in all sorts of weird directions. My favorite brow gel at the moment is Ready Set Brow by Benefit. I'm not gonna lie, it took me a while to get into this brow gel, because the first time I used it, I think the applicator threw me off. Most brow gels have a spoolie applicator, sort of like a mascara wand. This one has plastic bristles, and one side's shorter, one side's longer. And I really love the way it combs through the brow hairs. It almost separates them, giving them a soap brow effect. I don't know, I just really like it. It makes my brows look even more natural, and it really holds them in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the gel so you guys can see what I mean. Also, whenever I apply my brow gel, I tend to brush away some more of that product, especially at the base, so under here, so it doesn't look as sharp. And I do like to brush my brows upward versus them sweeping back. So again, I'm just gonna move up closer so you can see the difference. This side has brow gel, this side doesn't. Do you guys see what I mean by it separates the brow hairs a little bit? It gives them a glossier effect. I love this brow gel. It's so good. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the other side. And that, my friends, is how I have been filling in my brows for the past couple months or so. So now I'm going to add some mascara to my lashes, and then I'll be back to share some other brow products that I've currently been loving and would recommend. Okay, so really quickly, I just want to recommend a few other brow products. The one I really wanted to mention to you guys is the Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. It's this brow gel right here. And the reason I want to mention this one to you guys is because in my collab video with Deepika, where we did the 5-minute makeup challenge, there was a moment in that video when we were done with our makeup and it looked like a hot mess, especially my lipstick. If you saw that video, you know what I'm talking about. But Deepika looks over to me and she says, "Your brows look amazing. What did you use?" And that really says a lot for a 5-minute makeup challenge when you don't even have time to fill in your brows. The only brow product I used was this brow gel because I didn't have time to actually fill in my brows. This gel to me also gives the effect of a soap brow where it sort of separates the brow hairs, makes them look really refined and natural, and also thicker. It adds volume if you have sparse or thin brows. This product is amazing. I really want Maybelline to come out with a clear version of this gel because it would be the best clear brow gel on the market for a drugstore brand. This one doesn't come in clear. Their other clear brow gel is a different formula. That's the one that has like that ball applicator. This one, the applicator is kind of bizarre, but it works. I absolutely love this brow gel and I highly recommend it, along with the Maybelline Brow Precise Micro Pencil. This is another great drugstore option. But for the most part, if you have thicker, fuller brows, I highly recommend the skinny micro pencils. If you have sparse to no brows, then you can go in with the ones that are a little more chiseled, that look like a Sharpie, or even a brow gel. But I think that's all I really wanted to mention. Anastasia still a holy grail, the Benefit line. Maybelline is my go-to for drugstore brow products. If you guys have any other questions, make sure to leave them in the comment section below. And with that said, that completes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, if you did, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe so I see you in the next one. Bye, guys.